Yo! Video games.
Well, Chad, this is actually playing on hardware. We're playing this on a Game Boy player, so it's actual Game Boy hardware.
Do you want me to zoom in or no?
No,
Okay.
leave it.
Okay.
I think that's the epitomal Game Boy experience.
This is one of the most underrated Tiny Toons, please. I mean, I could do it, but
You know what, man? If you would have told me, I would have brought my Game Boys over here.
this is one of the most underrated Game Boy games of all time.
King of shit.
You know, like the thing is, I was really impressed by the graphics of this. Like, cause this was like basically like almost Super Mario 3 graphics on a Game Boy. And you know what's wild? I had a Game Boy. I never really did any of the Marios.
Oh, it's like Super Mario World.
Yeah. This song is stuck in my head still to this day.
Ooh, it's a banger though.
So wait a minute. I didn't even know there was a game after Super Mario Land.
Yeah. And it's actually good. This is where Wario was actually first introduced.
How fucking weird. I didn't even know this game
Really?
existed.
Me neither. It's so weird. I don't know why. I mean, maybe because I just couldn't afford it. You know, like my brother bought me a Game Boy, and I played the hell out.
What?
Not really.
No,
No, that's good.
you're
Not as
tripping,
much.
bro.
It'll take a while for it to get out of sync. We have to have it plugged in and running the signal for a while. Like in an hour, I'd want to resync it.
Obey Wario.
Wow.
Destroy Mario.
Okay, I remember that.
You don't remember that commercial?
Oh, of course I do.
You are
Holy
getting
hell.
very sleepy.
I remember that. It was for this.
Yep.
Wow. You just awoken a fucking
Core memory unlocked.
core memory.
Mario Hearts.
Well, you know what was great? I saw the Mario trailer at a movie theater, and it was freaking awesome. Like that Bowser scene, I'm like, okay, the Mario movie's gonna be pretty legit. Yeah, the Mario movie is gonna be fantastic. Seeing that in a big screen, I was like, holy hell.
Kenny saw Black Adam.
I did.
What did you feel? Did I miss out on anything?
No.
No.
It's slightly better than Aquaman.
Slightly better Aquaman. Well, I didn't see Aquaman either because it just looked like I was like, eh.
Yeah. It's just like it's DC trying to make a Marvel movie, but be also DC edgy.
Yeah, I got that from the trailers.
Yeah. It's not. Yeah, it's not terrible. It's like it's okay.
That's what I heard about Aquaman is that it's fine.
It's fine.
So here's the crazy thing about this game, right? That's your introduction level. It's got a world map, but you are not constrained to going, world by world. You've got all these different lands at your disposal. You got Tree Zone, and they all have their own gimmicks to each environment.
Right.
Totally unique. Dude, you go up into this.
So you're not,
takes up space.
you're not bound by the Super
Yeah.
Mario world.
Yeah, one makes you tiny,
Wow.
like super tiny macro zone.
Like, no kidding, this almost feels like a spin-off made by like another company Mario game. Like not made
Holy hell.
like this you would find on like, like a CDI or something like that.
Right.
But like done better.
I mean, I'm trying to come to that conclusion. It's hard to tell because it's so not Mario, Like a lot of it isn't. It's like breaking mold and shit like that.
Now as you go into big Lego Mario.
Wow.
It's not technically Lego. In this one, you get eaten. Yeah, under the sea.
Under the sea. Wow.
Yeah, it's a weird game.
You guys probably want to see Pumpkin Zone, right?
It's
let's
like a
do it.
Halloween.
And then your castle's in the middle, and there's space as well.
Dude, this is crazy. Oh, nice.
Like, for example, like I just feel like the Jason mask. Okay, yeah, this does not feel like a Nintendo game, right?
Oh, but it is.
Right. It's like we're having references to things outside of Mario in a Mario game. Like that feels weird. Usually Mario is
right?
relatively like
Insular.
yeah, exactly. Insular is the best way to describe it. Like this is like Pumpkin Zone? Like wait, what? Like Jason masks? Like this is fucking it feels very not the same kind of Mario is all I'm saying.
I feel you.
Yeah, because it's a whole different team within Nintendo.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's what I mean.
It's
Like,
not.
it feels like this is like a fake Mario game you get on CDI.
You know what? I guarantee you some of the Kirby people were in there.
Something like that, you know?
No, this is not how.
No Kirby team at all?
No.
Because they had the little claw machine and stuff like that.
I mean, claw machines are just huge in Japan.
Okay. Oh wow, the booze.
Yeah, in the same way that like American Mario Brothers 2 is very weird than all the other Mario Brothers. It feels like that.
It's got a little bit of that going for it, yeah.
Because that was not a Mario game,
Right,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah. Okie dokie.
Yeah, like exactly, like a fan-made Flash game. Like if you told me this was just like, yeah, this is some Newgrounds shit, I'd be like, yeah, okay. This seems wacky and crazy. But no, this is an actual Game Boy game that had trailers and was made by Nintendo and was released on Game Boy, a sequel to the Game Boy Mario Land.
Yeah, I just probably never played it because I couldn't probably afford it as a kid. Like the amount.
I think I got this through trading, schoolyard trading. I think.
Dude, when I was one of the first kids to have it because my brother bought it for me. My brother was one day, he's just like, here you go, Kenny, and it was. Chad, this was like 80s and 90s. Like when me and Matt were talking about this,
Nice. Not nice.
Like technology was crazy. Like, you know, nowadays
Things are changing constantly.
Yeah, like nowadays, like, you know, kids have the latest iPhone, the latest whatever. Like in the 80s and 90s, no.
To be honest, between now and like 10 years ago, like we still had iPhones, there was still obviously internet.
Okay.
It's just that the biggest thing that's changed from now and 10 years ago is that social media has effectively ruined humanity.
Okay, so I haven't seen this
100%.
level in like 25 years, and now I understand what all these weird references are.
Yeah, they're the weird things like Japanese mythology
They're
things from
Japanese
Neo and
yokai.
shit. Yeah.
Like a lantern, the umbrella, these are like Japanese gravestones.
Social media was a mistake.
Like, I mean, graphics are getting better and things are getting more convenient, and streaming is also, like, obviously a thing. There's no more DVDs and stuff like that. But really, it's like, what's our consumption of media, like, that much different? Like, not really. Like, not a ton. It's just that, yeah, social media has become the plague of the earth.
Yeah. It's giving the voices to people who shouldn't have a
Yeah,
voice.
exactly. It's given platform and voices to people that should not have platform and
I
voices.
did not realize this whole level was all Japanese themed. I had no idea. I'm a dumb American kid.
Yeah, even the spooky ghost guys are like little yokai ghosts.
Yeah.
Yeah, like same thing with Ninja Kid. Ninja Kid, when I was a kid, was also like that. Like, dude, it was crazy, Chad. Like, I got a Game Boy. I can't even barely remember when I got extra games because, like, the Game Boy, like I said, it was my brother bought it for me, and then my parents are like, "You want us to buy you these tiny games that cost this much money?" Like, hell no.
Yeah, the size of the game was important.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, tiny game, too much money.
Yes.
Game Boy games are what? How much? Like $39.99?
$30 usually.
Yeah.
and that in the late 90s was.
I mean, my parents kind of preferred it on Game Boy because it was cheaper than NES. So they were kind of like a little more down, but it was like one or the other, you know?
I don't remember NES games getting crazy
I remember them being
expensive.
50 though.
Yeah, $50 was about the standard for like a game, $49.99, right? And then you get to like the Super Nintendo era, and for some reason games are just $90 now. Like, whoa, holy shit! And $90 in today's like games were $150, right? For very
Street Fighter.
small experiences. Capcom games especially were
Yeah.
super expensive. I bought KI for $79.99 new when it came out. Like Jesus Christ!
Ghost Goomba.
Well, here's the thing too, chat. That's when Christmases were fucking exciting to you because you know why? When there was a present under the tree, it was wrapped and it was in the shape of a Super Nintendo or an NES game.
Yeah.
And you fucking.
That's when your parents put in low effort to hide what that was.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, fucking. But the thing is, that would like, oh my fucking god, I cannot wait till fucking Christmas. This fucking package is the size of a fucking NES game. Oh my god, I cannot fucking wait. Right? Because, you know, that was like when you were a kid,
Hold on a second, pause it.
that's when you got games. You got games during your birthday and during Christmas. It was very rare that you got games at other times of the year, unless you had the badass uncle who's a single uncle, and he was just like, "Yo, Kenny, I fucking got you, bro." Who was the cool uncle that liked games?
Well,
and shit
I
like
mean,
that?
I'm going to do the same thing for my daughter, just because I think it worked for me pretty well.
Yeah.
Getting rewards for good performance.
Oh, that's what I do.
Get good grades, get like a B, you get $5, get an A, you get $20 or something like that. That was like hugely motivating to me to get better grades at the end of the year, so I can actually buy games and stuff like that and afford stuff.
That was
You know what's gonna screw that up? She's just gonna be naturally smart.
God damn it!
And like, it's not even gonna she's not even gonna have to try to get an A.
But you know what? At least you keep it going.
Dude, I honestly think about that a lot. I'm like, dude, I'm actually looking forward to seeing how they teach kids math now. I'm actually looking forward to like her bringing books home and like, so what
Very specific.
How do you learn
Not
this?
specific.
Like, and much less like she's gonna get science projects and stuff. I can't wait to help out with that shit. That seems so exciting to me.
It's not
Oh
specific.
yeah, there were secret exits.
Things like science projects when you're like, in grade school or like junior high are really daunting because they're so long and encompassing. And it's sort of like hypothesis and then do all this information and knowledge gathering, and it's like, geez, you've never done that a lot in your life, right?
I'll be real though, because now I help out my niece. Like elementary school kids have way too much homework, man.
Oh no, that's an absolute known thing.
It's like, I'm like, why are elementary school kids getting this much homework and getting these things? I'm like, fucking chill.
Yes, and it's actually already a thing that's known that homework does not help.
No, yeah, like
It just keeps kids busy.
Yeah, I honestly, because I help with that because like my parents, are older, so I have to help my niece as much as I can. Like I try to help as much as I can.
Yeah, we had quite a bit of homework when we were younger, but it's not nearly as much as they have now. It's actually more.
Yeah, like in elementary school have these packs and have all this stuff, and I'm like, whoa, bro, this is elementary school. Why is there so much shit?
Yeah,
like
there's a lot of goddamn
why is there a
homework.
whole pack? And I'm like, dude, that's just.
And it's been proven that like it doesn't help.
Yeah.
It doesn't like you're exhausting kids.
Oh,
that's all it
100%.
really is. Like to the point where it's like they're not learning things; they're actually getting burned out.
Yeah, like if there's a thing like, hey, you know what? Go over this refresher because this is what we're gonna study tomorrow. Sure, that would be great.
Sure.
But like doing all this shit that like literally you're doing in the school is
Tons of busy work that you're already doing in class.
yeah, it's tons of
It's
busy
like
work.
it's like the class was designed to teach you how to do the thing, and now you have to go home and do the thing,
yeah,
which was how we essentially grew up.
yeah. And like it was cool because I saw this one teacher. She's like, dude, like I think she was like a junior high or high school. She's like, I don't give my children homework because I know some children have it rough. Like they have to like help out their family. They have to do all this other stuff.
Well, I mean, to be honest, you should still be allowed to be a kid.
Yes.
Because like you only get 2 days a week to be a kid, and there's a good chance that you're actually going to have homework on the weekend anyway. You know, it's kind of, and to be honest, it's still completely built around the fact that we need to keep you and your kids busy because the American work schedule demands it. The only reason kids are in school for as long as they are at the time they are is because parents need kids to be in school at that time. They need kids to be supervised because how Americans work 8 hours a day, they go to work at the same time as their kids type shit. So, I mean, once again, it's like, it essentially boils down to capitalistic horse shit. It really does.
Yeah, because like in Europe, like the kids don't go to school that long.
Because the work requirement for people in Europe is significantly less too. Mm-hmm. Is that a tail?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Fucking Muffin Man's decrepit fleshlights.
It's literally 9 to 5 training. Yeah, it's not 9 to 5 training as well. It's multifaceted as well as getting your kids.
What happened, Muffin Man?
Away from you, it's because you have to go to work. You know, you have to go pay. You have to go make money. You have to go feed the machine. You know.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay, my bad. Yeah, man, like it just needs to be redone. Like, hey, you know what? Just read this. This is what we're gonna go over tomorrow. Like, homework should be like, hey, this is what we're gonna do tomorrow. Like, look over it, study it and stuff, and that's it. You know,
To To be honest, I got out of school and I started working like immediately.
Yeah.
I didn't immediately go to college either. It took me like a year to go to college, but it was easier.
Yeah.
It was easier like having a job and paying for shit than it was being in school and constantly busy. Because when I was done with work, I was done with work, you know? Not until, you know, I had to go to college and go to work at the same time.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, now it feels like I'm definitely in school again.
It took me a while because like I had a problem with my visa. So like if you didn't have like it wasn't a green, no, if you weren't a citizen, like going to college in the United States was 10 times more. Because like I said, I've been in the United States since I was like 2, and I had a problem with my visa and I had to restart. But then like when I was going like at college level, oh, you're not a full-on citizen, then college courses cost 10 times than a normal thing. And I'm like, well, I can't afford that, so I'll just go to work. And then I fixed my visa stuff, and then I went back to school. Venezuela. I was born there. I came here when I was like about 2.
The hell is that?
Money, I think.
Money bucket?
And it sucked. I wanted to go, but then I'm like, well, I can't. But then later on, I did go to college. He's Mexican. With as many tacos as I eat, you know, people would think so. But the thing is, then I went to college, and then I met up with people from WayForward and made a bunch of video games at EPAs. That's right, Venezuelan boy.
Yeah, I pretty much stopped going to college and getting my BA because I got a job.
Yeah, same.
I got a job that required a BA.
Yeah.
And I got it based on my interview alone. And it was like, okay. I had a friend obviously get me the interview.
Yeah.
But they didn't ask me for like my credentials or anything. I just, to be honest, they hired me because of my fucking experience with Final Fantasy XI. They hired me because I fucking ran a guild in FF11 and I was artistic and can be multifaceted. I can do more than just one thing.
That's how I got hired at WayForward, because I played a bunch of NES games and I befriended them. And then I just got hired at WayForward. And I'm like, cool, I'm doing what I want to do.
Yep.
And hey, they're teaching me stuff.
This game's actually pretty crazy and weird.
Yeah.
It's really good.
You can learn
I want to see Mario Land 1.
Machiavelli, you're 100% right. What can you do at WayForward? I was a level designer.
We're going to play Kenny's game today.
Hey, I got a couple of them on there.
Oh my god, that walk cycle from the right.
Connections are the way to go, 100%. Made Shantae. I'm homies with the guy who made Shantae. What is that fucking trajectory? Dude?
Yeah, no shit. The dude that made into Shantae, because this was all around the area we were.
Yeah, he would just come
Literally
to the store,
be a
right?
regular at the store.
You know what's funny?
And he'd be telling us about his Game Boy game he's making.
I worked at the opposite store you worked at.
Yeah.
You worked in the mall. I worked outside of the mall.
Yep.
That was. So those guys would go to either my store or your store.
Yep.
That's how how kind of closely.
His name was Sean, right?
Matt.
Matt. Yeah, that's right.
There was a Sean there, but there was Matt Bolsong.
There's a Sean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Sean was the guy that went and did.
Yeah, Sean Schmel is the one who started Yacht Club.
Yacht Club. Yeah. Yeah, they were they were an item. They always came in together.
Yeah.
Because they were on their lunch breaks when they were Universal something. They were working at fucking
Universal Interactive.
Universal Interactive or some weird Universal Games division that was out in the middle of the valley. So they would always show up, and then he was like the first one in line. Obviously pre-ordered. The only person to pre-order Shantae. Right, that game that's worth a fucking shit ton of money now on Game Boy.
I have a box copy of that.
I think it's worth a lot. Yeah, like he was there to buy his game that was officially released on Game Boy.
He probably had it, but like there's something like I did the same thing. The very first game I worked on, then it got released. Let's see, like the first one where I did level design. Like I worked. I was in the store and I bought it too, even though I got a copy. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm buying it. But yeah, like it's kind of crazy. Like, but the thing is, me and Max didn't really know each other back in the days. We were both at GameStop. or you were EB. I was GameStop.
Yeah.
Because in the mall it was EB, and outside of the mall was GameStop, and I worked at the GameStop.
Galactic Latte, thank you.
And the Way Forward guys would come in there.
Nope. I don't want it.
But it's funny. Me and Max were like, we were like kind of
Right on
we
his
went to
knees.
some of the same classes, but we didn't really know each other. I just kind of remember Max because like we'd be in art classes. And I'm like, hey, this guy's got kind of like a anime manga stuff.
There are only so many art classes at
Yeah.
that school, you know.
At the
Just kind of
school.
were in one or the other.
Yeah, but we didn't really. It was like a few years later when Steve was starting to play Max in like Third Strike and other fighting games.
There's one thing I did learn a lot in college, was how to play a lot of Third Strike. Played a lot of Third Strike in college.
I'm choosing the game.
But yeah, like EV's still around. I think in like other countries.
EB is around in other countries. I think it's around in
Canada.
Australia and maybe
Yeah.
New Zealand.
Australia. Can you find Arena Pan? I find it all the time, homie. Venezuela, I get Arena Pan all the time. I go to Vallarta and I get it. I still get arepas all the time. Arepas save my life, bro. Like when I get hungry. Yeah,
Death
even in
animation.
Canada, a few in Canada. But that's so crazy. That's funny, man. Like me and Max were just like opposite side of this, like of the little thing. And then later on, your store became a. Were you gone before when it turned into a GameStop?
No. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there when it turned into EB Games. They got rid of the name Electronics Boutique and they turned it into EB Games.
Yeah.
That's.
But when it
And
was,
I think about a year after, maybe a year and a half, they turned into GameStop.
but you were already gone though, right?
I was already gone.
Yeah. Okay. The Way Forward folks, a little bit. Like sometimes I run into them at conventions and stuff, and I say hi, and some of them remember me and stuff like that. A few of them remember me. The hard thing to find is Venezuelan cheese. Yeah, I use a sharp cheddar, Venezuela boy. When I'm gonna make my arepas, I use a white sharp cheddar. But the Venezuelan cheese that crumbles, oh, it's so good.
The enemies in this game are weird. Like they're not like Mario Insular where they feel like.
The interesting is a lot of them are like level.
Yeah, Muffin.
Specific.
You can get
Yeah.
arepas in New York because a lot of Venezuelan people, are in the East Coast. I did scripting one time and I was terrified at Way Forward. And the guy's like, oh no, it's easy, Kenny, you can do it. And I'm like, fucking, I was horrified because like coding and scripting was just scary. But they're like, yeah, man, you got this. But like it was an easy script, but I was, legit terrified. And that was Jimmy at Way Forward.
Jimmy was like their star programmer.
Oh yeah, Jimmy was like fucking, like their top tier programmer. Super cool dude. He believed in me. He's like, you can do this, Kenny. And I'm like, dude, no, scripting is scary, man. I'm gonna break the game.
Sorry, chat. I gotta probably get rid of the retro tank cable. No shit.
But the story of how I didn't continue at Way Forward is a sad story.
Oh, I imagine you told us that once.
Yeah.
No, wait, I think that was the one from the trailer place.
Oh, the trailer.
Also a sad story.
Yeah, the trailer also a sad story. But the Way Forward is also a sad story as well. But
I'm gonna go back here and look to see if I can easily eject the M cable.
eject.
It's easily ejectable. See what happens.
If it's sad, leave it alone. Nah, it's all good. Plenty of time has passed by then, and I'm here where I am
If
now.
it's fun, let it run.
Yeah, and I'm happy. I've had a lot of stories that are like, I've had a lot of peaks and valleys in my life, Chad.
Am I fucking with it?
Oh no, it's good now.
All right.
Damn, Legoland?
Start.
Jesus Christ! I know what Max is talking about. I'll tell it one day.
So here's the funny thing, chat. You think these are Legos? They're not.
The Locos.
They're not Legos.
They're blockos, but now they are together.
1 second. You get nothing, right?
Oh, it was there. Now it's gone.
Okay.
It's there again.
There?
Yeah.
Is it fucked up looking?
No. Well, it's fine.
Hold on a second.
It definitely. I don't think it's as. Yeah.
Yeah, it actually has. It's not smoothing out the edges.
Yeah.
You know what it also didn't do? It didn't squish the image again.
Yeah.
So we're back to like the normal image size. Actual Game Boy size.
Roblox. No. So way back in the dark ages, Nintendo actually manufactured their own brand of knockoff Legos.
Wow.
Those bastards! But
And that's what this level is actually based on. Crap.
Holy shit.
N and B, there it is. N and B blocks.
Yeah, man, I don't remember that because, like, I remember I wanted Legos as a kid, never could afford it. Legos were expensive.
I mean, you're old, Kenny, but you're not this old and you're not Japanese.
Oh, was this like? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I didn't know, but I'm just saying, like, when I was a kid, I wanted Legos, couldn't afford them.
Long ago in a distant land.
I think one time my parents bought me some like knockoff Legos from Pick and Stave. They're still expensive, but like we make more money now, and now we can just buy the shit we couldn't get when we were kids to, you know, win back our nostalgia. Like when we were like I had friends that were richer and had Legos. And I would have to play with them, but like me growing up, no, that was a luxury. Like, you know, maybe Legos I got from McDonald's Happy Meals, or, you know, randomly once in a while get the little packs. And I'm talking about like, you know, like 90s chat. Like I'm talking about around the time of like Game Boy days. So sorry to hear that. No, it's all good, man. You know, it's all good. Like I had homies that had it, and I'd love going to their houses and stuff and play, but I never had. I think the best Lego set I've ever had was like maybe a couple of car Lego sets, and I were fucking, my god. But I love to play with them, but yeah. I mean, the thing is, Lego sets were expensive. They're expensive now, but they didn't really change the price. Like Lego sets are almost the same price they were in the late 80s and 90s as they are now. Like when you wanted to get the cool town and stuff, and you know, and Muffin Man can like, you know, me and Muffin Man had like you know, foreign parents. You know, you want me to pay what? $90 for this? You're gonna make it all over the floor and make a mess? No way. $90? No. Yeah, immigrant players don't play, bro.
Probably a good thing I wasn't into Legos, because that's another thing my parents could probably not have afforded.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. I was into Legos, and my parents were like, yeah, nah, it's not gonna happen. We'll get you this game.
My parents didn't even like doing that. Shit.
Yeah, oh yeah. But like I said, like, this was like, you know, the 80s and 90s when the times you got a game was... Here's how you got a game in the 80s and 90s, chat. Like around the NES and Game Boy days. Oh, damn, that's cool. Christmas, birthdays, and then you would get birthday money or Christmas money, and you would save that and then...
Nice!
That's how you got games around that time. You know, like I said, randomly, the cool uncle would hook you up. And like trading, there was no GameStop. You know who you traded with? The kids in the neighborhood. You traded games with kids in the neighborhood. That was not, there was no GameStop. There was no like game store that would let you trade in your shit. Like later on, there like you would find some places, but like in the early days, fucking your homie had pro wrestling and you had fucking Spy Hunter. You want to trade Spy Hunter? I played the fuck out of it. And you're like, okay, cool, let's do it. That's how it was done. You borrowed games, bro. That was how the shit was, bro. You want me to take you to nostalgia days of boomer, like old man days? You know, Blockbuster meant a lot because, you know, you got to try out games then, and it was like significantly cheaper. There was always a kid that was really rich and had a bunch of games, and you know, you didn't have the games. Telling geezer stories.
There was some truth to that 1980s Christmas movie.
Oh yeah.
With then Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah.
There always was that rich asshole.
There was, yeah.
People would suck up to him to play the games.
Oh yeah, and he, you know, the rich asshole would be like, "Yo, watch me play. I mean, I'll let you play when I, you know." He's a little rich little shithead. And then sometimes there was cool rich shitheads that were like, "Yeah, man, go ahead, play." There was two different kinds of shitheads. Rich shitheads that like, you know, that were like shitheads, and there was like the cool one. Oh yeah, hey, yeah. Fucking like the little rich shithead that had all the consoles. The cool shitheads. They weren't really shitheads. Yeah, NES trading.
Oh, crap.
You never got toys on Christmas, yeah. Venezuelan arcade.
Yeah.
I remember those. No, I remember because I went to Venezuela when I was a kid. And I went to the Teleférico, and I took the Teleférico up all the way to the mountain, and they would have like NES games that were like hooked on timers, and you would put money in, and you would play games for like amount of times. But I remember some Venezuelan arcades. They were like systems that were hooked on timers. And that's what I did with all my old consoles. Like I would give them to my godmother, or to like, you know, and she would take them to Venezuela. But she would visit America. Like, oh, I got a Super Nintendo, and like I've had an NES for a long time. I'll give my NES to the kids in Venezuela. That's what I did like with a lot of my old consoles. Some people kept them, some people did like other things. You know, my godmother was like, hey, you know, and they were way behind us. So like, you know, during the Super Nintendo, and NES was still like fucking top tier. Like NES, yeah. Venezuela did have consoles, but it was, you know, like it was. They were a little bit behind. They were like a few years behind us. And you know, the more unfortunate kids, you know, didn't really have that stuff. Oh no, still, yeah. Like I was doing that for a while. Yeah, it's a banger. This is a bop, chat. But yeah, man. Back in the old days, you had the homies who had games. That's how I played a lot of pro wrestling. Like, I never owned games, but I beat a hell of a lot of games, like Zelda and stuff. You know, I didn't have it, but a friend had it. He played the hell out of it. In the Philippines, NES still being sold in malls to this day, yeah.
Alright, chat. What's this guy's name?
Damn.
What's his name, chat? What's his name? Say his name, chat. Oh, shit. That just made things hard.
Oh, yeah.
Leon's close. There you go. Tatonga!
This is insane, man. Max is absolutely...
That's the last boss from Mario Land 1.
Wow. I'm too young to know.
Tatonga.
Gorgon blanks. Wow. You get the coins and stuff like that?
Continuity. Yup.
Continuity.
Tatanga!
Arcades in Venezuela in the 90s were dope as fuck. Really? I didn't get to visit too many, to be honest. Like, I wanted to, because that's when I went to Venezuela. It was like in the 90s. But like I said, I only went to a couple places where I'd see arcades. I remember specifically going, we called it El Teleférico, and there's one teleférico that went up to a very tall mountain in Venezuela. One of the tallest mountains. Not the tallest, because the tallest is like where Angel Falls is, but you would go to this, in Caracas, it was this, yeah, some arcades were like that, and that's why a lot of people were angry at arcades, because they were kind of like drug spots. But, and I remember they had like a Nintendo, Cerro El Avila. That's the spot, Venezuela boy? Are you still there? Venezuela boy, are you, I think, I forget. I think you're like, I think you're in the US now, right? In Peru. Yeah, he left. I kind of remember he left. Because, like, I want to go back. I've seen, like, vloggers, New Jersey. Hey, nice, man. I almost went to New Jersey when I was in New York, because I just wanted to go to New Jersey.
Why would you want to ruin your trip?
I just want to visit as many states as I can. Let's, you know, go to the Jersey Shore.
No. I would avoid the Jersey Shore.
I'm gonna do fist bump. I went to fucking what is it? Went to Coney Island. Because I have seen vloggers go to Venezuela, but they just have like a chaperone. They just go with someone with a chaperone.
Weirdest levels.
Wow.
Inside a tree.
Huh. Looks like the inside of like a stomach.
Yeah.
You want to keep to yourself. Yeah. Jersey Shore arcades were amazing. Yeah, no, there was a lot of arcades like in some of the stuff.
New game!
Hey.
We gotta! We're running out of time. We have to play every Game Boy game tonight.
Chacaito. I went to there when I went to Venezuela.
Did you save it?
I don't think they're saving in this game.
What? You just go?
Yeah, I don't think there's any saving in this game, is there, chat? I think it's just it, right?
Alright, I got a game for us to play. You ready for me to turn it off?
Yeah. It auto saves. Okay, well, there it goes.